Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Mistonia's Hope. See, every once in a while I'm going to call it Mistonia's Hope and not Mistonia. Whatever. You know what? It's fine. It is what it is. You know what they were playing, sometimes better than I do. I get here and I'm like, I have no idea what we're doing. Anyway, we just did our shard thing. Wait, did we do the shard thing? No, we did that a while ago. We're in our bedroom. Whatever. Oh, right. We had just gotten attacked by those kids. That's right. That's right. Okay. Anyway, I'm a day behind, apparently. After returning to the mansion, I left the pair to put my gift away and freshen up. I made my way to the entrance hall to assist unloading the luggage and found Linus walking in. Lord Linus, let me have... Linus saw me approaching, but then his gaze landed on someone behind me. I turned and found a butler from a different household entering the room. The man's face lightened when he saw Linus.
Lord Linus, thank goodness I found you. I heard you weren't here and we're going to return later.
Hey, nice timing, Harrison. I wanted to give these to you. Linus gave his luggage to Harrison, which I remembered was the name of his butler.
Oh, my goodness, this is the whiskey found exclusively in Rowan. I knew you understood, my lord.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked the gift.
Just don't drink too much, all right?
Seeing the way they talked to each other reinforced what I knew about House Ward's relationship with their servants. He chatted so casually with his butler, giving off a different impression than Edward, who, while treating his servants as equals, still acted like a dignified noble.
Now that I've finished my business here, I shall excuse myself and go get smashed out back.
He didn't say that, but I'm just assuming. The butler finished chatting with Linus and left the mansion. Another voice echoed behind us. Did you two go out together? You can't get a head start on me like that, Lynn. Ascot scolded Linus jokingly as he strode gracefully toward us. He'd assumed Linus and I had just returned, but he wasn't entirely correct.
You got it wrong. It was Ed who went out with her. I just happened to meet up with him along the way.
Oh no, that only complicates things. You're like, Jesus, now I got all these hot rich men fighting over me. God, sounds like such a problem. I'm sorry. It's the 99 problems I have, I wish that were one of them. Like, I just have all these hot rich men fighting over me. It's just such a hassle. That's the kind of problem I wish I had. It's probably more problematic than it seems, but you know, right now with all the other problems I got, it just seems like, you know, that's the least of them. I don't know. Sure enough, Ascot slipped past Linus and peered down at me. Are you obsessed with Ed? Or does Ed have feelings for you? Which is it? I wonder. Both are wrong. This guy connects everything to love. What is that like? Sex, but sure. I was about to explain, not wanting things to grow even more complicated, but then, okay, so he's either gonna be just fire in the sack, because he's just upset, or he's just this is bravado and bolster, and he's just like, oh yeah, I'm flirting, and then in the second you're like, all right, he's like, I mean, never mind, and then runs away, because he's really a chicken shit coward. I don't really know how it's gonna go, but you know.
Oh, you're just in time.
Is there something you need to tell me? He was absolutely not just in time. If anything, he had the worst timing possible. This only made things more troublesome. I do love how she is just irritated by hot men fawning over her. This is fun, though. This is great. This is not like, oh god, it's troublesome. Oh no, I'm gonna blood. No, she's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Stupid fucking assholes. I just love it. It's so good. I seem to have underestimated you, Ed. I never realized you enjoyed making advances on maids. You should have told me sooner. I'm just guessing here, but you're imagining weird things about the two of us, aren't you? I don't know why you insist on thinking like that, but you're being rude to her. Her little knight in shining armor over here. I don't need you to save me. I can kick both of your asses. But I appreciate it all the same. Oh, this is a good opportunity, actually. I've been thinking this for a while, but you should change your attitude toward women. Are you about to lecture me? The door opened with a loud thud just as Edward cast Ascot a stern look. Alfred? and Lucas! Oh, great! Awesome! Everybody's here! I knew the second the door opened, I'm like, it's somebody else. It's one of our other boyfriends. Who the fuck? The situation just keeps getting more fucked, and I love it. It was Lucas and Alfred, who seemed to be arguing passionately. Oh? Say, secret lovers. I'm okay with it. We share in the man harem. Well, you know, I'm okay with them sharing each other. Just don't bring anybody in that I'm not okay with. What happens in the man harem stays in the man harem. If you're in the man harem, you're allowed to do whatever you want with whoever you want. Okay? As long as they're in the man harem. And sometimes in the friend harem. Like, that's okay too, I guess. Because, you know, you got those love interests that you are like, they are a friend. I don't want to marry them or date them, but they friend. They get to be out there. You know? And then, like, every once in a while, you're like, I mean, I guess they're not my favorite love interest, but I guess they could be in the man harem. You know? But they're still friend harem. Where you're like, they're really cool and I really like them, but I can't see romancing them. They're in the friend harem. They're my buddies. We're pals. But, like, if the man harem wants to fool around with the friend harem, like, whatever. Whatever. Sure, I guess. It's all on the same property. I really need therapy, but it's more fun this way. Yeah. Why won't you leave me alone? I haven't done anything. That's nice and all, but weren't you planning on returning to your house? That's what you told the coachman, wasn't it? So what? What's wrong with that? This is you we're talking about. I know you're not going to come back after our break's over. Ugh, grow up already. Only then did Lucas and Alfred finally notice they weren't alone. Oh, I love it! I'm like, right when it went black, I'm like, are we getting a CG? A CG of all of our boyfriends. And us. I'm sorry. Look at this. This is so funny. Oh my god. Alfred, Lucas being like, oh dear god, I don't want to listen. And Edward like, oh, well, I mean, this is charming. And then her standing in the background like, you know she wants to pinch the bridge of her nose right now with how, like, just, oh my motherfucking god, these men she's feeling right now, looking at the look on her face. And I love it so fucking much. This is so great. This is beautiful. Love it. What are you doing here? Before I explain, Lucas, were you plotting your escape? Escape? Exactly that. When I returned, I found him asking his coachman to drive his carriage home. It would have been a different story if he'd done this in the morning, but it's nearly nightfall. Seeing as he probably wasn't planning on returning, I brought him back. You not being here would have been a problem. We're resuming the meeting. We need you here. You're all busybodies, aren't you? We can hear you, you know. Answer me now. What happened on your end? Ascot thought I was dating her, which I denied. Then he thought it was Ed who was dating her, which made Ed pretty angry. Getting dragged into this won't do any good. No, but I love this shenanigans. This is fucking hilarious. I let my mind wander, but I didn't allow it to show on my face. The others continued their conversation without batting an eye at me. You're not wrong, but you didn't need to make me sound so terrible. If Linus is right, then it doesn't matter whether or not he made you sound bad. He's merely speaking the truth. I said all that because I'm interested in her. It'll be a problem if she grows close to someone else. I don't think I deserve to be scolded for that. You got it all wrong. Ed's mad because you hit on every woman you come across. How absurd. This is all so stupid. I think this is why she and Lucas are going to get along, because they're both thinking, God, this is so fucking dumb.
Meanwhile, we're over here going, this is great. No, I love how dumb this is. This is fun. I like this kind of shit. This is hilarious. Being around people like you is a total waste of time. I'm going home. I agree with Lucas. This is a waste of time. This was a good chance to learn more about their interpersonal relationships, but they spoke too freely. This was starting to get out of hand. Honestly, I was sick of this as well, but I'd missed my chance to escape and was now stuck here. Ahem. A pointed cough echoed through the entrance hall. Oof, it's Edmund, maybe? Who is it? Oh, no, good, Nicholas. If you'd like to discuss this further, I can prepare the parlor for you. Nicholas is like, the fuck are you arguing in the middle of my hallway, bitches? Thank God. They fell silent, looking at one another awkwardly now that they'd been implicitly warned not to make a commotion. Edward's like, this is my house. I can do whatever I want. Sorry, Nick. We'll be there soon. Same here. I'm sorry for kicking up such a fuss. I guess we're all moving to the parlor then. Come on, Lulu. After apologizing to Nicholas, they headed to the hall as they'd been told. Finally freed from the chaos, I returned to work. After getting back to work, I decided to give the mansion a thorough cleaning before dinner. I actually wanted to help in the kitchen, though. My plating was well received the other day, so Charlotte asked me to help with the cooking as well. Hence, I'd helped season the dishes at lunch. However... Oh good, this is where we learn how much she sucks at cooking. Did something explode? Space, you're only allowed to serve the meal from now on. You are not to help cook. That's what Nicholas said after the others had carried Evelyn off somewhere. She'd fainted after tasting my dish. And the thing is, you didn't even cook, you added seasoning. How do you fuck seasoning up? Unless you just don't season it and you do like the white people version and you're like, it's boiled chicken. Gross. What the actual fuck? Season your shit. But like, how do you fuck up seasoning? How? What? I mean, there's some seasonings that probably don't go together, but even then you're like, this is just awkward. I don't think it would kill anybody. You killed Evelyn. She's dead. This is amazing. It's not even that we burn rice. It's the fact that we can't even season shit. Maybe it was too delicious. And she's Delulu. If that was the case, then why did Nicholas's face pale slightly? I wanted to cook again. Philip, who was standing nearby, took several steps back. And he heard me. I was like, he looks like he's inching away. He really did. Anyway, where should I start? Oh, cool, another investigation. All right, so search in any order and then do everything. Okay, so we'll just start from here. The estate entrance. Ooh! The estate entrance has John and Goneril? I returned to my room during a break and checked my pocket watch, only to find the letterboard glowing softly. Oh, okay, but it said estate entrance. Okay, whatever. Okay, no. Pretending to continue cleaning, I quickly made my way outside. Familiar-looking figures were at the gate. What are you doing here? What if they start to suspect us? John and Goneril stood quietly in a shadowy corner near the gate. You were lucky I just returned to my room for a break. I might not have noticed had I been busy. Apologies, darling. I insisted that John Boy bring me here. I simply had to see the House Bernstein mansion. You heard her. Don't worry, we'll leave soon. You're not just here sightseeing, are you? Is there something you need to tell me? My, it's just a small precaution. We've noticed members of House Ward lurking about the city. They're clearly acting under the Queen's orders, but their demeanor is unsettlingly violent. Given their involvement in espionage, it's likely they won't take any action that could attract attention. It's just... If House Ward's making such moves, they must be on high alert for some reason. They may prove more dangerous than anticipated. They're not the descendants of Kusith for nothing. Are they that strong? I'm probably saying all the fucking, fairy names, but Linus was incredibly agile, but his aura was calm, masking his strength until it was nearly unnoticeable. Again, I still love the fact that they gave, adorable baby-faced boy, the ass-kicking job. That's fun. Instead of yeah, he looks all tough and muscly, it's no, he's hi, I'm cute and adorable, I'll fuck your shit up. I like it.
And they possess great physical prowess, without a doubt, and outmatch many households in hand-to-hand combat. Just the other day I watched a low-ranking member apprehend someone suspected of being anti-queen. They're more beast than human. Our next headliners may seem friendly, but don't be deceived by appearances.
Being called out like this made me stop and collect my thoughts. Okay, I'll be careful. I noticed a peculiar intensity to Goneril's gaze as I replied. Is she glaring at something? There's nothing but the mansion over there. I wonder what she's looking at. What was reflected in her eyes? She turned away from the mansion, regaining her composure.
We've said our piece. It's time to head back. Come along, John boy. Farewell, missy. All right. Make sure you call me if anything happens. You hear me, milady?
With that, the pair made their way back to the city. Obtained a shard. Entrance hall! Another shard with Evelyn.
Say, have either of you ever witnessed a phase power firsthand?
I wiped down the furniture as he posed the question. I shook my head. Evelyn merely shrugged.
Not at all. Have you?
No, me neither. But with the 5 houses gathered here, there may be a chance that we'll get to see something.
The most powerful people in each clan are here in this mansion. While our intentions are different, I do want to check out what kinds of powers they have.
How foolish. That's unlikely to happen. Unless you were to approach them directly, of course.
I didn't know I could do that. But aside from Lord Edward, I'd need quite a bit of courage to ask the others. It wouldn't be easy.
There you have it. Personally, I'd prefer to see Will-o'-the-Wisp's power over Sylph's power any day if I had a choice.
Will-o'-wisp? You mean Lord Lucas? The unexpected comment made me glance at her, especially since the servants tended to keep their distance from Lucas, even Evelyn.
I mean, they say he can control those enchanting blue flames and even the dead. But has anyone actually witnessed it?
You're so bold. Are you really considering asking the obstinate Lord Lucas to show you his powers?
No way. And that's exactly why we'll never see it. Enough idle chatter. Let's get back to work.
Fine then.
I finished polishing this one. Do you mind if I work on the next?
Sure, thanks.
It's no trouble at all. Rumors of the powers each clan possesses have certainly reached the citizens. If the servants of the 5 houses haven't even seen them in action, my investigation will be all the more challenging. I need to find clues. Obtained a shard. And now we're at the library with boyfriend and boyfriend. Nicholas asked me to dust the library, which provided the perfect excuse to visit the room. I didn't realize anyone would be in here.
So you're here, Lucas.
Edward's voice rang out as he spotted Lucas, who was lounging on the couch. It seemed the blonde noble had been searching for him.
What? Do you have a problem with me being here? No, not at all. I merely wish to speak with you. If you're gonna lecture me, Alfred already beat you to it. I'm in no position to scold you. I want to know if you've settled in here. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask. That sounds more bothersome than the nagging. Your servants might check on you now and then, but I have no desire for the same. I prefer solitude. I've had my fill of these nuisances. I've heard tales of the will-o'-the-wisp blue flames, how they bewitch people, but that doesn't sit quite right with me. To me, blue represents solace, a symbol of purification. Is there perhaps a different side to the will-o'-the-wisp's power than what people normally assume? Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? I feel as if there's more to you than others think, and I find myself quite curious. Can we talk again later?
Man, everyone's all interested in Lucas. They're like, ooh, the brooding, quiet one. We need to get to know him. He and Alfred are having, passionate lovers' quarrels. Edward's trying to get all up in his... I can ship my boyfriends. It's fine. You like it. You're here for it, too. You're like, yeah, no, I see it. You do. Come on.
You truly are a descendant of Sylph, an incarnation of wind. You speak so calmly, it doesn't seem like you plan on letting me escape.
No way. I never intended to be to do such a thing.
Uh-huh. The Marquess might think you're a novice, but I wonder what he actually saw. I suppose you two are similar in that regard.
Father is father. I am my own person the same way you are. You make decisions on your own, even though you're a member of House Sullivan. Silence enveloped the room. Eventually, Lucas broke it.
I guess you're right. You are your own person. My mistake.
No, I'm embarrassed for getting worked up like that. Still, you truly are the person I thought you were.
You're overestimating me. It's annoying. Then again, I'm in House Bernstein's mansion. Whatever, do what you want.
I appreciate it. The dark shadow that hung over Edward when his father was mentioned faded away as he thanked Lucas. Edward cares about Lucas, but Lucas doesn't really pay attention to him. I wish I could have heard more about Sylph and Will-o'-the-Wisp's power. A sense of disappointment washed over me as I scanned the room. I realized I had missed my chance to learn more. Obtained a shard.
The Long Gallery.
With boyfriend. Again. When I walked to the gallery, I heard Edward and a male servant talking.
Young lord, would you like me to bring the reports to your room?
Oh, sure. There are a lot of them, though.
There sure are. I heard there's been an increase in wing hunting incidents, but I never thought we'd receive this much information.
I need to settle this as soon as possible. Put them on my desk, please. Preferably in a spot where I can find them easily.
Understood.
Yeah, and it's true, because thinking of wings and, Ascot having, wing tattoos and stuff like that. Edward's little brooch thing is like feathers, so that's a wing. Where else you hiding wings? Or is this a secret wing hunt? You got to investigate? Hold on, come here. Let me investigate every inch of you. I will investigate every inch of all of them to find their wings. Don't worry. We got this. I glanced down after Edward and the servant had left and noticed a piece of paper on the floor. This must be one of the reports they were talking about. I should give this to Edward. The term wing hunter felt ominous, to say the least. I decided to tuck it into my pocket so I could read it later. Once I've read it, I'll hand it to Philip or another servant and say I found it on the floor. Not untrue. She's just going to avoid, I found it on the floor 2 days ago, but, whatever. Dining hall, boyfriend and douchebag. I should say douche dad, because Edmund's kind of a dick. The meeting temporarily paused, and Linus asked me to make some tea. Once it was finished, I entered the dining room, only to find Linus conversing with someone unexpected. Who would have thought Edmund would be here as well? Edmund didn't want tea, so I went ahead and served Linus.
May I have a moment, Lord Linus?
Yeah, what is it?
I've noticed House Ward has been patrolling the city intentionally as of late. Are there any worrisome signs?
The topic I'd discussed with Goneril and John unexpectedly resurfaced. I glanced at Linus. A cold shiver ran down my spine when I saw his expression.
Oh, that. We're currently hunting down anyone who could potentially harm Her Majesty, though unfortunately we haven't been able to track down the mastermind yet. That's extremely reassuring, just as I expected from a member of the Kusith clan.
I set a cup of tea on the table and lingered by the door. Linus almost appeared gloomy, despite the praise.
Not really. Typically Her Majesty's prowess suffices and her household's aid is unneeded. Alas, there are other circumstances at play. I suppose you're right. The mere hint of a flaw could very well result in a substantial break. Yeah, which is why we can't afford to lower our guard. Though I sometimes wish the Fey King were here.
Edmund's eyes slightly widened.
Do you mean His Majesty King Oberon? Given Her Majesty's current condition, I can see why you'd feel that way. I know it's impossible, obviously. If I were to voice the thought at the palace, I may very well lose my head. Her Majesty deems the subject of the king entirely taboo. The problems run too deep. We cannot get involved.
I'm like, I was kind of curious because, like, obviously he's the Fae King, so you'd think she's the queen, he's the king. Like, okay, but what's the deal with their relationship and he's helping us and to overthrow her? Like, what's going on here? So, like, we got some marital problems going on as well. So, like, you know it was going to come up eventually, but as soon as Linus said the Fae King, I was like, ooh, sitting down, getting my tea. Are you going to spill yours? Because I want to know.
I understand there are things that a young man who isn't even engaged can't comprehend. I apologize for wasting your time with such a frivolous matter. No, hearing the views of someone poised to influence the next era is quite illuminating. I trust you'll persist in your devoted service to Her Majesty, yes? Without a doubt. The exhibition is my primary concern at the moment. I'll ensure that Her Majesty's protected from any threats while there.
Could this be Linus's true nature? Or is it Kusith speaking through him? The rumors about his loyalty to the Queen and violent tendencies feel all too real. He'll be a handful. I can't help but wonder if it's true that anyone, even the five houses, will lose their head for mentioning Oberon at the palace. Does the Queen despise him that much? I poured Linus another cup of tea, fulfilling his request while quietly contemplating my plan to summon Oberon tonight and ask him myself. Obtained a shard. Ooh. Now we're at the Great Hall. Nothing's here. Doesn't seem like this place needs cleaning. The servants had cleaned up after the banquet, leaving no dust on the floor. Let's go somewhere else. What does that say? Oh, the parlor. Again, I constantly keep trying to read the fancy tiny script on the map as opposed to the giant banner. Although it is kind of funny with how big the banner is that they don't have the word like a little bit bigger because it seems dwarfed. You know what I mean? You're like, look at that giant banner and parlor is there. Like, but I don't know why I'm like trying to read parlor on the map, and it's like I can't tell it. Always, I never look at the banner. We're gonna get to the end of the game, and I'll be like, I finally learned to look at the banner. I can usually read it, but it's written over the coffee table, so it's hard to tell, with all the lines. I thought they had a meeting, but no one was inside the room. Is there anything I can look for in here? It appeared that the important documents had been put away. Only a few scribbled notes remained. The next challenge is taking off the hood in public. Is this Lucas writing about his challenges and, like, his cloak? Something utterly trivial was written in smooth letters. Anyone could tell who the writer was referring to. Personally, I feel like we shouldn't force him into it. It's probably important to him. I shifted my focus to the other notes. There was no point in dwelling on it. Unfortunately, the rest were hardly important. I exited the room after making sure I hadn't moved anything. And now we're at Garden 2's. Was it Edmund? And I saw Nick. I didn't notice. Nicholas told me to prepare the carriage. When I went to tell him it was ready, I found him chatting to Edmund amid the blooming flowers in the garden. Mr. Nicholas, the carriage is ready.
Noted. My lord, it's about time to head to Her Majesty. All right, I'll be ready momentarily.
Nicholas glanced at me, so I pretended to quietly leave and hid in the shadows. I rarely have the chance to be so close to Edmund. Even a moment would be enough. I don't think we get a shard here.
Your complexion doesn't look good. Are you thinking about that again? Indeed. Whenever I have a spare moment, I can't help but recall Florence's expression that day.
The name nearly made me gasp out loud. I gripped my arm tightly to fight the impulse.
Steady now, Nicholas. The matter is none of your concern. My apologies.
With that, Edmund and Nicholas departed the mansion. Is Florence our mother? Because I can't remember our parents' names right now. That name just now. Florence was my mother's name. Hearing it from Edmund left me stunned.
So, I mean, I feel like Edmund was definitely involved in whatever happened 8 years ago. If we come out and he's not involved, I'd be shocked. You know? I'd be less shocked if it was like he was involved. Like, yeah, no. I would be more shocked that any of our boyfriends were actually involved in what happened 8 years ago than I would be to find out that Edmund wasn't involved, to be fair. You know what I mean? But it's like,
Edmund's involved. Absolutely expect that. Edmund's not involved. Huh, didn't see that coming. Our boyfriends are involved. What the fuck? You know? Again, because they're children. Except for Alfred. Could have possibly. He's the questionable one. You know what I mean? But considering how common the name Florence is in this country, he could be referring to someone completely different, though. I doubt it. Still, he's one of the heads of the 5 houses, those responsible for my family's death. It's hard to believe he's talking about someone else. As much as I wanted to approach him and ask him to elaborate, I obviously couldn't. I gripped my pocket watch tightly, my mind racing. I needed to speak to John and Oberon. And now we're going to the drawing room. Oh, there's a shard here, but no people. No one's here. I picked up a note that had fallen under the table. It was filled with jumbled sentences. Let's see. Looks like this person had a lot on their mind when they wrote this. Changeling? Why did they disappear? What do they have in common? What's a changeling? The hurried handwriting was difficult to read. Circles and lines were scattered throughout as if they were trying to organize their thoughts. Disappear. How ominous. In any case, this may be useful, so we'll just keep it for now. I decided to tuck the note in my pocket and take it with me. I might read it again later. Obtained a shard. Laundry room. Okay, but then again, this time we are in the laundry room. This is not me seeing laundry room when we were in the servants' quarters. Why is Alfred in the laundry room? A voice echoed from downstairs as I trudged to the laundry room, stopping me in my tracks. This felt off. He shouldn't be here. Okay, see, so I'm not the only one thinking it.
Looks like you're working out just fine. I'm happy to hear that your cooking is held in such high regard here.
You're far too generous. Without your kind introduction, my culinary efforts would have remained unknown. It's all because of you, Lord Alfred.
Oh, did he, introduce, Charlotte to the house and he's checking on her? That's kind of sweet.
Like I said, it's your talent that garners such praise. The credit belongs entirely to you.
Charlotte looked at the floor, her expression pained.
But I have no power whatsoever as a Spriggan. I'm an outcast even within my clan. That's why I don't have any confidence.
I introduced you to House Bernstein because I wanted to show people that a Fae's power isn't everything in life. It may take time, but this will surely help you build your confidence, little by little. You hear me?
Yes, I will do my best.
The look Charlotte gave Alfred was one of respect. They're like brother and sister. I guess this is how me and my brother looked when we chatted too. Is she really his sister? That'd be kind of funny. No, but I think it's cute that he helped her. He's all right, you should get praised for your, nobody should be, throwing you out because you don't have a ton of power. So here you go. You should be praised for your cooking because you have legit skill, girl. That's sweet. I didn't know Charlotte used to be a member of House Cresswell, though. It's also a little surprising to know how people saw me and my brother when we spoke. Obtained a shard. Yeah, I'm interested in, how that's gonna, play out. But anyway, the kitchen with Charlotte. No shards, but that's okay.
Is there anything we can do?
Charlotte seemed worried about something. She looked so serious. The girl was so deep in thought that she didn't notice me standing behind her.
She seems to like cooking, but her skills are disastrous. I don't want to prevent her from doing something she enjoys, though.
Is she talking about Evelyn? They're close, so I feel like Charlotte wouldn't have trouble discussing this with her.
I know Evelyn told me to give up on her, but maybe I should try making a simple dish with her. Still, I don't understand. She has such a refined palate, and she's so capable at her work. So why are her cooking and seasoning skills this poor?
Standing right fucking behind her, and I'm assuming she's talking to herself. Wait, is she talking about me? Are my cooking skills that terrible? I'm quite confident in my cooking, though. Maybe she's talking about one of the other maids. It's not me, right? I love the fact that we're so fucking delusional. It's not hey, we think it's good, and people are no, your cooking's terrible, and you're no, they're wrong. I'm so good. I wasn't sure why, but I didn't have the courage to call out to her. Instead, I turned and quietly walked away. It's actually kind of nice because, I mean, like, I don't really know. I don't feel like with most Otome games, it's like, oh, they're always, like, I feel like generally she's good at, like, oh, I'm good at cooking and cleaning and sewing and doing, girly house chores. I'm going to put air quotes around this because, like, let's be real, taking care of your house and being able to sew your fucking, like, a hole in something or whatever is not a girly fucking thing. It's basic life skills, okay? But it's the girly work, especially in oldie time games, like, whatever. But that's usually, like, you have your main characters who are like, I'm really good at sewing and cleaning and cooking, and it's like, and, I mean, we're a maid, so, like, sure. But, like, again, anyone can clean. Anyone can be taught to clean. Okay? It's not like a skill that some people are just born liking it and are really good at it, and the rest of us just muddle through. We're like, I did it. I hate every second of it, but you gotta do it. You know what I mean? But, like, everyone can wash a motherfucking dish. Unless you're super clumsy. But, like, our main characters are always very much, like, shoved in that this is girly shit box. You know what I mean? Like, they're good at cooking and cleaning, and, like, where the men folk are like, oh, I don't know. I don't even know what the color blue is. You know what I mean? They're useless except for it being pretty and there for us to bang if we need it. Yeah, I mean, okay, sure. They'd be our sugar babies except for the fact that they've got the money, but we got all the talent. This is interesting. Anyway, but so it's kind of nice. I mean, I'm sure we've had other main characters who aren't good at cooking and shit like that, but I feel like a majority of them lean it like, I'm really good at cooking. Everybody loves my cooking. I'm always baking and cooking for my boyfriends, and we are, like, literally going to kill them if we cook for them, which is fucking hilarious. We are the Van Helsing in this route. That is us. We suck at this. And I like it so much. But I also like even more she's not like, yeah, no, I'm not good at cooking. She's like, no, my cooking is awesome. They must be talking about someone else. Like, she's so deluded. Delulu is the Salulu. And I just love it so much. It's so great. Anyway, garden one with boyfriend and boyfriend. Prompted by Evelyn, I stepped outside to look for Ascot and Alfred, hoping to ask if they'd like some tea. They seemed to be in the garden. Stop it. Stop it. No, the headset's not for you. You simmer down. You simmer down. I know, you were cuddling. It was keeping my neck warm. And when you don't move, your dagger toes don't hurt as much, but... What? No, it's not nothing. It's nothing. It's not a bug. Stop it. There they are, standing in the garden, deep in conversation. Doesn't seem like they're in the mood for tea, though. I remained nearby, attentive and trying to catch their discussion, eager for any tidbit of information. You're all wasting your lives. You should showcase your Fey powers more. Fey power? If I remember correctly, House Cresswell is skilled at stonework and bringing out the power in ore. I knew they used their skills to craft exquisite masonry, sometimes selling their creations to the public. Goneril's complained about this, lamenting that such items were far too expensive for ordinary folk. Alfred's face darkened at Ascot's comment. Did he imply something I didn't catch? You act as though you're constantly parading your power around. Okay, no, I was like, you act as though you're constantly doing that. I'm like, well, what is his power? We don't know that. I don't know. Do we? I don't know. Does Her Majesty actually allow that? What a crude way to phrase it. I don't need Her Majesty's permission. I'm simply following my own desires. I see you're as presumptuous as ever. Well, I have no clue about Puka's true powers. I doubt you're using yours for the benefit of others. Heh! So you're using your power for the good of the people? The masonry created by House Cresswell is highly regarded. Ooh, so it's more like a special skill for you, huh? I thought you were trying to protect something with your specialized barrier. I avoid using my Fey power so frivolously unless it's for a noble cause. Like doing things for me and not as Goneril said, poor people can't afford it. Most people can't afford it. So you're just making come on, Alfred. A noble cause, you say? Ascot's words seemed laced with deeper meaning, yet Alfred disregarded him, ending the conversation abruptly. Despite being part of the 5 houses, it doesn't look like Alfred knows about Puka's ability. I wonder if the others do. As much as I wanted to devise a countermeasure in advance, I needed to be extra careful. I still had no idea what their power was. Okay, so it's best to approach them now. I took a deep breath and made my way toward them. Obtained a shard. And we're going to the attic corridor. I thought someone was here, but it seems like everyone's out. I couldn't find anything particularly interesting. I headed downstairs. Bookstore! Oh, hey, we're here with what's-his-face. Why can I never remember his name? Philip. I don't know why when I think I want to be like Nicholas. No, Nick's the older guy, but I feel like Philip sounds like... I don't know why, I found myself at the bookstore alongside Philip, who asked for my assistance in procuring books Edmund had requested.
Can you find the books in this note for me? I think they're on that bookshelf across from us.
Of course. While I made my way to the shelf, I couldn't help but overhear Philip's lively chatter.
This one and this one? Oh my goodness! The latest article's out! Did Blue Robin do something else? This country certainly has much to offer, doesn't it?
What in the world is he talking about? Philip's monologue piqued my curiosity, though I focused on finding the books. Once I gathered them, I returned to his side. I think this is all of them.
Thanks. You're a lifesaver. I'll pay for the books. Wait here.
Is this the newspaper Philip was looking at?
The Blue Robin reappears.
What cute art. It looks similar to the robin I saw in the past. Intrigued, I picked up a newspaper with the headline, Blue Robin has appeared, and headed to the cash register. I'll read it once we're back home. Obtained a shard. And now we're at Goneril's shop, with nothing here, but... I was asked to run to the city as we needed some ingredients for breakfast. Oh, there's a new little background of the different, corner in the city. It's cute. I wonder if Goneril and John have any new information for me. With that in mind, I headed to the store, but neither of them were there. The door was locked, too. I doubt they'll be back anytime soon. What bad timing. I went back to the mansion quietly. Let's check the shards I found earlier. Alright, now we are at Shard Truths. I need to be... Okay, well, I guess we're just going to start here because it starts in the middle. Whatever. I need to be careful of his claws, but I never thought the Fae King would be mentioned. Robin, huh? Two familiar figures stood in a field of blooming bluebells. Oh, there's our boy. Look at his little shorts and his fucking, socks with straps. He is a sassy little bastard. He kind of almost has baby face, but it's really fucking pretty at the same time. It's very, he doesn't have the baby face that Linus has, but he doesn't have, the, total, normal adult man face that everyone else has. He's, in between. You know what I mean? Because he still kind of has, the saucer eyes. His eyes are, bigger. He's in a very weird place. He's ridiculously fucking pretty, though.
Well, is everything going smoothly?
I've seen everything. You know how it is. No need to ask.
I mean, I guess... Well, no, because, are you guys related? Why do they look so fucking the same? Wait a minute. I was like, no, but you know what? John's eyes are kind of, wider, too, like that. But they have the same exact hair and eye color. Are you related to the Okay, see, when they talk about wings, that's what I mean. He's got fucking fairy wings. But they have multiple wings. Does that count as, he's got 4? Because he's got an upper wing and a lower wing, and then you've got one on each side? You know what I mean? As opposed to a pair of wings. That wouldn't be 2 pairs of wings. You think, you know what I mean? But if you think about it, even butterflies, they have the upper wing and then the lower wing. But you think of each side as 1 wing, not 2 wings on each side. I'm very confused about the fairy wing thing and the plurality of it. But anyway, are John and Oberon related? Because,
Wait a minute.
You know how the queen cloned herself, and then that clone, whatever her name is, whatever Aislinn or whatever, fell in love, and then got married, and then we're like the descendant, and she wants to basically body snatch us?
You think John was Oberon's clone? Because why they look the same?
Except for, like, Oberon has a slightly, like, there looks like he's the, like, a couple years younger brother. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a slightly more youthfulness to his face. Like, it's barely there. I think it's just his eyes are slightly larger. So that slightly larger gives the younger kind of look, you know? But, like, same hair, same... Is John his fucking, like, clone? Is that why you're last? We're gonna find...
My God.
Put a pin in that, because theories are fun. And why do you look identical? Anyway, no need to ask.
Come now, don't be like that. It's much more interesting to hear the report straight from you. Now tell me.
Lately, it seems the five houses, subordinates from House Ward in particular, have been persistent in sniffing around the city.
Have we never seen the Fae King? Because she always said something about the bird, so I don't know if she's ever seen him before until now.
Sniffing around, you say? They never change, do they?
What's so funny about that?
The dogs are sniffing around? Oh boy, you really don't understand sarcasm, do you? Whatever. I can see that Tia isn't doing well. If she were, she wouldn't be so paranoid that she's reluctant to make a move. Anything else?
Who's Tia?
By the way, what's with the look on your face?
That's nothing. I was just reminded that our understanding of the Queen's so different.
And also, they're both green. Well, I mean, not just wearing green and very green. I mean, like, their color of their little flower for their thing is green. It's a slightly different shade, but it's almost identical.
Why bring up something so obvious? A husband understanding his wife is a given.
But I heard Her Majesty the Queen despises you as if you were a venomous serpent.
Oh, is Tia the queen? Okay.
This is why you're still a child. You don't understand a woman's heart. All you care about is what's on the outside. You'll never be popular like that.
You the childish one here, Your Majesty.
Yeah, their color is almost the same.
So you're commenting on my looks? I'll give you credit for the nerve. I was pointing out your inner nature. Not understanding that means you're still a child.
I didn't come here for word games. Anyway, aren't you satisfied now? I've given you my report.
You really have no manners at all, do you? Now wait, I have something I need to tell you.
The scene vanished before Oberon could say what that was. I never planned on seeing John's memories. Is it because we met the other day? Are John's emotions tied to that memory really that strong? I never knew he went out of his way to meet him. Just as Oberon said, he's keeping track of the situation through the pocket watch. If it wasn't for an update on the situation, then what could John's business have been about? Will he tell me if I ask? Caught between the urge to ask and the guilt of having seen it without consent, I touched the pocket watch I'd placed in my pocket. Oberon? I poked the lid of the watch, calling out to him. There was no response. I'd already expected as much. With a heavy heart, I put the pocket watch away again. Interesting. Doesn't Cresswell prize power above all? Even the five houses don't know about Puka. I want to investigate that note. Is this Eden? The streets I saw weren't the luxurious nobles' district, nor a pleasant neighborhood filled with the middle class. At the far end of the street stood a man who seemed out of place.
Nothing's changed around here, has it? If anything, it's grown worse. And there are clearly more Mingles here than there were before.
Hey, sir! I mean, to be fair, all of the generic people's color is blue, and Edmund is blue too, I think. But it's just weird that Oberon and John look fucking almost identical. And it's not even like, okay, their faces look similar. It's the hair and the eye color being almost exactly the same. And like Alfred's eyes are more like closed. They're smaller. You know what I mean? And John definitely has more of the open, like wider saucer eyes. You know what I mean? Which usually gives you a more youthful kind of look. So like, and like, and just, but like, and Oberon's are like, I don't know. And the color is like the same. And the hair is the same. Come the fuck on. So we can't see the queen, but I wonder if the queen's gonna look like us. Like, I don't think I've seen her, but I wonder if she's gonna look like us. I swear when I was looking up Oberon because I wanted to see what he looked like to get a voice for him, I think Tia was in there, the queen or whatever, but I don't remember what she looked like. But I wonder if she looks like the way we did when we were blonde or whatever. Like what we would look like now if we didn't have our hair and eyes just, although again, I still think our eyes are the same color. The thing is, the colors on this are not like that drastically different. Like Oberon and John's green little rose for their name is actually, it's probably a wax seal. It's very hard to see from this. They're almost exactly the same color green. If there was like a slight shade difference, it's barely perceptible. You know what I mean? Like I kept looking at it and I'm like, it might be slightly different, but it's nearly imperceptible. You know what I mean? Like it's not like dark green and light green. It's like you are almost the same fucking shit. Like what the fuck? You know?
I finally caught up with you. You didn't even stop when I called out to you.
See, this little kid with one little wing. Okay. Look at this adorable little Fey child. I'm sorry. I was lost in thought.
Is something troubling you, sir?
Not exactly. I was merely reflecting on how these buildings have fallen into disrepair.
This place falling apart's nothing new.
It may not make much of a difference, but I suppose I should make a few repairs. If I use too much of the stone's power, it'll crumble even faster. It's a delicate balance. I can only afford to apply a little at a time.
It's better than nothing. I can't do anything about this, you see, so I'm grateful. Seriously, there are those with power like yours, sir, but there are others whose ability are a complete mystery. What the heck are Fae, anyway?
Meanwhile, this kid has a wing, so... You didn't find out?
Nope. I tried to observe him, but I got nothing out of it. Instead, I learned...
Learned what?
He's just some big-time womanizer.
That's all. So Alfred paid some kid to spy on Ascot to find out what his power is, and the kid's like, all I saw is what a whore he is. As a member of the 5 houses, it's giving me a headache, but for a different reason. Interesting, that's funny. I think I know who they're talking about at the end. A womanizer and a member of the 5 houses? Only one person fits the description. Ascot. Who was that person talking to Alfred? They seem close, but I don't know what sort of relationship they have. The child appeared ragged, dressed in tattered garments. He was clearly a resident there, but why was he accompanying Alfred? And Alfred had the child look for Ascot. But why? I had no idea what he was doing, going in and out of Eden, nor did I know why he was investigating a fellow 5 houses member. That said, I hadn't expected him to use his Fey power to help. I always thought he was the type to consider that sort of thing pointless. I reminded myself not to assume anything. After reassessing what I'd seen, I made a mental note to watch Alfred's actions and Ascot's abilities with extra care. Well, like, I'm curious, because, like, I don't think Alfred's as, like, bad of a guy as, like, you know, I mean, obviously they're not all bad guys because we wouldn't date them, but I feel like maybe, too, he's trying to figure out what the hell Ascot's power is and whatever. And maybe it has something to do with what happened to our family. You know what I mean? Because he's like, so... Because if you think about it, like, right? Obviously the queen, we know why the queen wanted to get rid of our family, because they wouldn't give us over. And she was like, destroy them all and take the kid or whatever. Like, she's probably going a little psycho. It could be because she's slowly dying, and even we saw that in Ascot's flashback where she's like getting a little delulu, and he's like, "I'll come back when you're done talking to yourself and in whatever delusion you're in," right? So she needs our body so she can implant herself in there, and now like her other body wouldn't be failing her mentally, physically, whatever, right? So we can make the assumption that the reason why it's not because we were trying to kill her or whatever. I mean, maybe that's part of it too, but it was more likely we were like, hell no, you're not taking my daughter's body, ran away, disappeared, and so then she brought up that whole they're traitors, they're trying to kill me, so people would go after them, you know? And maybe I would hope, and I'm assuming, and I'm trying to also make excuses, Alfred being older than the other ones. So 8 years ago when all this shit went down and our family in the village was destroyed, I don't want him to have been involved. So I'm wondering if, he wasn't, and he was like, I don't really like how this went down, and it seems a little sus to me, and maybe he's investigating Ascot, because when it's, curious, why? What power do you have that the queen would appoint you as one of the 5 houses? And also, why you, and, does your power have something to do with why this other family was destroyed? You know what I mean? Because nobody really knows the truth, and wonder if he's suspicious of it, So, anyway. The power of Sylph is renowned, but not much is known about Will-o'-the-Wisp. That note is also uncanny. So we'll do this one and then we'll wrap up for the day. The surrounding darkness made it clear that night had fallen. Edward walked beneath the street lamps and glanced up when he heard a door creaking open. I do like the way they do this, the little flashback scenes, and we're getting insight into things that have happened and piecing things together, and they have it as a little map investigation sequence. So you're like, oh, it's like a mini game where we're poking around doing random things. You can do it in any order. And then you do the shard thing where you can see the past and you see memories and stuff and you get bits and pieces. I don't know. I just kind of like the way it's panning out in this as opposed to here's a little flashback scene of this person's memory or something, or, we find out later. I don't know. Because I think we've had games where you hear something and then you piece something together and maybe the flashback will happen and that the character isn't seeing that flashback, but they're just, piecing the information together and they figured out 1 + 1 = 2. But you get to see the math happening. You know what I mean? But I like the way they do it in this one. It's just a little more interactive and a little more fun. I don't know. Anyway, I never expected to run into you here, right in front of your townhouse. I actually planned on visiting you myself. I'm glad we didn't miss one another. I'm not. This is the worst. Absolutely dreadful. Edward has always been like this. No surprise there. But what exactly is Lucas up to? His outfit was the same as usual, with his hood pulled over his head. Not what you'd expect from a noble. But for some reason he was holding a lantern. You didn't have to say that. I hadn't heard from you at all, so I thought I'd come ask in person if you were attending the 5 Houses conference. And I was worried about how you were doing. If you have any trouble in Rowan, I'll be more than grateful to lend a hand. I don't need your help. I'll send you a letter soon. There's no need for you to come here in the middle of the night. Vicious rumors are circling around the city. No matter how powerful a sylph is, you have to be more mindful of the danger. That incident? You've got a point. I can't afford to be complacent. I'll take extra care. But isn't this also true for you, Lucas? I'm just taking a walk. Kind of a weirdo target someone who looks as suspicious as I do. Cute. Sorry, but this is my routine. I'm leaving now. You've already done what you came for. Now go home. I tried visiting during the day, but they wouldn't let me in. And that's why I came at night. I suppose I've been a bother, huh? I'll wait for your letter then. Be careful, Lucas. Edward doesn't seem at all discouraged, despite being brushed off so coldly. I have to admit that I'm a bit impressed. If anything, I'm growing more concerned for Lucas. It's hard to believe, but his emotions feel very honest in his memory. But Lucas said this was routine. Did he always go out at night like that? I couldn't tell if he had some hidden reason for it, or if he simply liked wandering around alone in the dark. Maybe he likes wandering around alone in the dark. What really caught my attention, though, was the part about vicious rumors. The way they talked about it made it clear that something dangerous was lurking out there. Something that could even threaten powerful demi-fae. John has a base in the city, but still, I wonder if he's okay. I'll ask Goneril about it next time. Well, that was actually perfect timing, so it's a little bit under. Well, okay. With this, I've checked all the shards. These memories are fragmentary, but I'll try to remember them as well as the emotions I felt. I might as well just finish up the whole, wrap up the whole shard scene. So, we will continue next time. So, I will see you next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.